Get in there, you legends. What's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little late night stream for you. Get in there, you beauties. Thanks for waiting there for us guys to get going. Had a couple of technical issues with the old PC there. Had to get it sorted out, but we are here live. Hopefully we're coming through loud and clear. Love you too, Neil Duffin. Get in there, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us, by the way. You're a bunch of legends. Get in there, my son. Manchester United getting the big old juicy dubs late on in the game today in Fergie time, or shall we call it Ten Hag time? I don't know. But it was a raw one, wasn't it? Do us a favour at the start of this show, though. We're going to get into it, the reaction, the fallout, some of the bits and bobs news-wise in regards to United, Glazers, shithousery, etc. Do us a favour at the start of this one. Smash that like button. Give us a massive hit of the like at the start. Let's get this sucker to 100 likes immediately. Also, share it around on social media if you want to do that as well. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat for a cheeky little Twitter post. If you want to give us a retweet over there, we'll shout you out a bit later on in the chat, so please do. Get in there, you beauties. Come on, United! We managed to smash up Brentford, mate. Oh, yes, it was a bit of a smash and grab in the end, wasn't it? Definitely. I agree, Marky, and stole it at the end. Get in there, return of the Scotsman, mate. Fair bloody play to Scotty McTominay, lad. Absolutely stole the show today, didn't he? What a beast. Switch Extra, thank you. Guys, welcome in, everyone. How you doing? Sanjay, Andy, Ian Ernest, Rajat, Mikeu, Brain Dead, Switch, Time Is Up, The Rhythm Doctor, Francois Cock, Neil Duffin, Zip, Nas, Red Olsen, Mark Coughlin, Chris Koo, Sanjay Ramatar. Get in there, Johnny, Nick S, Danny B, Your Absolution, let's go, Mark Coughlin, Aaron Ulster, Malps, Danny, Duke of Rodtown, Elliot Manduna, how you doing, Johnny, as well? Get in there, Haunted Adventurer, D-Fits, Rajat, Spooky Ghoul, Red Olsen, Chidori Dubs, Wonder, and Rushmano, and everybody else as well. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us for the show. Absolutely, Rushmano. Glazer shithouses out. Spot on, mate. Get in there, boys. Let's get some hashtag Glazer shithouses out in the live chat. Absolutely. Great protests earlier on from those involved. 1958 organising a protest at the ticket office, etc., and various different places. In fact, Rushmano sending me some footage of it earlier on. It's on his Twitter as well if you want to check it out at transfers_UTD on Twitter, guys. Great footage of the protests and stuff going on there. Piss off, Glazers! Get in there, end the Yeti as well. What's happening? Fire up, Sean, Keshav, Subshock, everyone. Thanks for joining. Yeah, please do smash that like button then. Subscribe if you're new as well. Look at that. We're only 10 subscribers away from the next mini milestone of 76,400 subscribers. So if you are new to the channel tonight, consider subscribing. It's free. And also get involved throughout. We'll have a big Q&A at the end as well, peeps. Oh, yes. Before we go over to the other channel, the gaming channel, where we're going to play some late night FIFA. Thank you, Nas786. My voice is a little bit shot out tonight, though, guys. I'm a little bit Sean Dycheified, guys. I'm sorry about that. So it does sound like I've been eating worms for breakfast and smoking 60 Marlboro ciggies a day, because I definitely got a bit of a problem when it comes to my throat right now. Shouted, done my vocal cords in earlier with that winner. Done my bloody vocal cords in. Not too bad, DJ Taz, apart from my voice is going. Other than that, it's pretty sweet. You viewed, thank you very much indeed there for the super chat, my son. Get in there, you beautiful bastard. Thank you so much. He says, a sign that McTominay should be a striker rather than a midfielder was that game. Hey, he can't do worse than before that game, pig, mate. Just caught up. Get in there. Thank you so much, by the way, you viewed. I actually do agree with you, mate. Scott McTominay, that's it. He's found his new vocation in life. He is a forward goal scorer player. I agree, actually. He's not a good defender. He's certainly not a good holding midfielder. But perhaps playing as a second striker, or even up top there as a striker, or certainly at the very least like a cam, He could actually be very useful, couldn't he? He's a big, strong, cumbersome individual. Gets himself about and he does get goals. He's done that recently for Scotland as well. In fact, isn't he still leading European Championship qualifying in terms of goals for Bonnie Scotland? Get in there, my son. That's right, Scotty McTominay. Celebrate by having a cheeky deep-fried battered Mars bar. What's it to do with a cheeky deep-fried battered can of iron brew, my son? I didn't see that coming, my son. What a performance from Scott McTominay in that half. It was absolutely incredible. Literally, he was on the pitch, 15 minutes, and he scored 2 late winners. It was absolutely majestic. I mean, listen, you know my thoughts on Scott McTominay, right? You know my thoughts on him. I think he's a bang average technical melter when it comes to his performances in recent years over at United. He's just been average for the entirety of those 3, 4, 5 last years. But maybe he has found something in this team. Maybe he should be used as a late goal scorer. Maybe he should be used more as a forward player. I actually honestly think that's the case. Smash a 1 if you think so. Let us know if you think he should be used just as a forward player. Honestly, he seems to have the knack for getting goals. He seems to have the knack for getting his body in dangerous positions and scoring. Whereas in terms of defensively, not the best. In terms of passing, not the best. But he can find the back of the net. I think that's pretty evident with what he's done for club and country recently. So fair play to the guy, you know. You know my thoughts on him. It doesn't change that whole much, but if you can change his role in the side and make him somewhat of a goal scorer for us, or at least a presence up there, maybe to come off the bench like he was today, well, certainly he's a passionate player. We've never had a problem with Scott McTominay's passion. We've always talked about him having bags of passion and always giving it his all, that kind of thing. It's just the technical attributes of a midfielder that are a problem for us. But if he's not actually playing as a midfielder, and he's just playing as a big Scottish man up the top of the pitch, then I think that he could do a good job for us, actually, as an option, not as a starter or anything, but as an option. He could be pretty decent. Thank you very much for the super chat there, UView, by the way. And also, Aaron Jones gets in, says, much love from New York. I was happy as fuck to see you happy at the end of the game today. Best soccer football channel. Thank you, Aaron Jones, mate. Get in there, my son. He's from New York City. He's from New Jersey, where many moiders are coy. No, he's from New York. But get in there. Thank you so much for tuning in from New York there, Aaron Jones, man. I appreciate you, and thanks for saying that nice thing you said there about my channel, mate. Get in there. Appreciate it. Well, we certainly do have a bit of banter on this channel, don't we? We have a great community. That watch along earlier was super fun in the end. In the end, it was super fun. Take some honey. Thank you so much, Aaron Jones. Get in there. Let's get some love hearts in there. Leggy? We did it, guys. We did it. Absolutely. We solved the mystery at the end of that game, didn't we? It was sensational. McTominay is our best shooter, says Madhouse. He's like Hullet. Oh, my goodness me. Steady on now. I've heard it all now. He's like bloody Hullet, did you just say, Pins? Wow. Gungshi, what's going on, you absolute handsome bastard? Great to see you. What's happening, mate? Get in there, my son. Still buzzing your tits off, are you, my son? Get in there. Yes, indeed. Set the old boobies to vibrate, lad, and go in there raw. Neil Duffin, thank you so much there. Oh, me and you both, Neil Duffin. He says, almost lost my faith, and then Scott McTominay came on. Oh, my fucking God. Yeehaw! Get in there, Neil Duffin, mate. Come on. Yes, sir. Mate, I thought that was the end of the rodeo right there. But then, goodness me, Scott McTominay pulled that win out of just nowhere, didn't he? And you have to give credit to people like Slabby Maguire, who had a good solid game as well, and had a big moment in the game as well, where he got the assist late on for Scott McTominay. So, yeah. Thank you very much, Rushmano. He says, smash a like for the pig. It really helps. Right, you're a bloody legend, Rushmano. Thank you so much. Right, yes, please do hit the likes if you haven't done so. That would be amazing. Oh, Gungshi. Thank you so much, Don Gungshi. You're an absolute legend, mate. Thank you so much for gifting out 5 members on the channel. You what? Oh, Don Gungshi. Oh, Don Gungshi. Get in there, Gungshi, you absolute legend. Come on! 5 new members, courtesy of the Don. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. It's gone to, who's it gone to? Let's see who's a member now. Subshock. Get in there. Alistair St. Clair. Dublin Games. Let's go. Aaron Jones. And DJ Taz all gifted a membership there. By Gungshi. Gungshi, thank you so much. Seriously, bud. Thanks for all the support, mate. You're an absolute star, man. Mad scenes, mate. Mad scenes earlier on today. Thank you for sharing the love there once again, Gungshi. And thank you for making 5 people a member. Everybody, make sure you thank Gungshi for giving you a membership if you just got one there. And just get some big love hearts in there immediately for the Don Gungshi. Look at this, man. New member. Gungshi handing out 5 members. What an absolute lad. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much. Tommy Boyle, how are you doing today? He says, what did you think of Amrabat's performance? Hey, I thought Amrabat was very good, mate. I did think Amrabat was very good technically good. I mean, we'll go into Amrabat's stats in the game in a minute because they make for impressive reading, actually. They do make for impressive reading. I thought Amrabat, basically all that we were hoping Casemiro would do for us today, but didn't. Casemiro was Gashamiro today, wasn't he? And Ten Hag rightfully took him off at half-time because of his piss-poor subpar performance there. Dublin Games, thank you so much for getting in here with a hashtag 7-month membership, bro, and getting your comment in there. The Don Gungshi gifting you out there. What a legend. He says, I'm glad Manchester United won today. Thank you, Dublin Games. Big time, mate. It would have been an absolute calamity. I don't think we can actually play down the importance of this result. If we had drawn the game, it's a calamity. If we had lost the game, it's an absolute debacle. But the fact that we were able to pick up the 3 points in the end and do the business in stoppage time, well, it was like 1999 all over again, to be fair, guys, apart from it was against Brentford, and it's a much less meaningful game. But it did feel like that. It was an elation. It was an elated feeling to come back and win the game in that fashion, and clutch victory from the jaws of defeat. Get in there, Gungshi lad. Thank you so much. Yes, you are a legend. This is my pleasure, Don. Neil Duffin says, what would we do without the pig? No idea. Thank you, Neil Duffin, mate. Absolute lovely comment there as well. Thank you so much. Right, let me get into a few things. Oh, Manny, yes. Oh, you missed it. The game was early, wasn't it? Manny Sluflacky, great to see you, mate. What's going on? A lot of legends getting in here tonight. Big up yourselves. Let me start off with this bit of information about you. Do you know, guys, that was the first time in their Premier League history that Manchester United have trailed going into the 90th minute of a match, but then gone on to win it? You what? That's epic, isn't it, guys? That's the first time ever in Premier League history that Man United have been losing going into the 90 plus and managed to come back and win it. That's pretty epic, guys. I love that. Eric Ten Hag breaking records as PJ. Gets in there, he is, mate. There's another one. But that is pretty cool, though, you know. Late comeback, a late flurry. Pretty awesome, guys. You can't really ask for much more than that when you get to the 90 minutes and you're expecting to lose. I think it's pretty fantastic we were able to keep that belief going, able to keep that sort of, resilience. Because you could have quite easily just seen the team give up and go in down the tunnel. But no, they kept fighting. They kept believing they could get something from the game. And they ended up doing just that. So it was pretty epic to get the job done at the end of the game like that. Vootinator, thank you for the likes. Tally says we got 78 likes. Thank you so much to the Vootinator. He says we got 78 likes. Keep dropping the thumbs ups. Thank you for the tally there, my son. Aaron Jones, thanks for another super chat, mate. He says, I'm not too familiar with the game, but this team looks like they fight with no heart. Can I ask why they continue with chants instead of boos? Says Aaron Jones. You're not too familiar with the game, but this team... Okay, the game today, right, fair enough. But the team fights... Well, it's a mixed bag, isn't it, in recent weeks? Certainly that performance at the end of the game today, and in the second half, it was all heart. It wasn't great technical application or anything. It wasn't like a stunning performance. It was all heart. But recently, yes, we have bottled it a little bit. Can you ask why they continue to chant instead of boos? Well, I think because... You know, the Old Trafford faithful, they want to get behind their team, don't they? It's not panic stations just yet. And if you look at the league table, yes, it is a little bit gashtastic. Man United down in the mid-table in literally 10th position, but we're only 8 points off of first place. I know that is quite a lot, but it's not exactly crazy to think that Man United could turn it around, go on a little bit of a run, and perhaps actually get back up there, challenging for top 4, or at the very minimum top 4. You know, so I don't think it's panic stations just yet. Yes, the team is maybe lacking a little bit of bollocks, perhaps like a little bit of heart and fight, like you said there. I think there's a lot of individual errors have been creeping in lately that we need to just squash. Without those individual errors, Man United start to win a lot more games, don't we? You saw it again today. There was individual errors taking place. Casemiro, Lindo, Onana, all getting involved with that goal that Brentford scored, with taking some shoulder of blame for those mistakes. Yeah, United fans don't generally boo their players. Precisely, Gangshi. You're absolutely right. I mean, it has to be said. I mean, you have to be consistently playing like a gash merchant in order for that to happen. I.e., Slabby Maguire in the summer was getting booed when we went over to Ireland. But certainly at Old Trafford, it's not that common of a thing to do. It really isn't. You get behind your team. You keep fighting. You keep believing. D-Fits, thank you very much for your super chat. Says great result in the end. But are you happy overall? I'm buzzing my tits off, mate. It's a fantastic result. Look, any win that we could have possibly got today doesn't really matter the fashion of it. It was important to get the 3 points. It really was. And if anything, this sort of a result, when you think you're down and out and you fight and get your win in the end, and you just manage to get it somehow and clutch it at the end, makes it all the more sweeter, and it does give you a bit of belief, you know. It does give you a bit of belief going forward that you can come back into games. So, you know, okay, yes, the first half was abysmal. Yes, we were not looking too great throughout the game compared to, you know, a top, well-oiled machine of a side. But we still showed that heart and were able to come back and get the win. So it's about building momentum. It's about building belief. It's not all going to happen overnight. I really don't think so. I think we just got to take each game as it comes, drop up Sheffield United in the next game, hopefully get something against City, and before you know it, we could be on a little bit of a run again. Look, it's obviously not going to be easy, is it? Let's talk about what some of the things that Ten Hag said after the game in response to, you know, this comeback and everything. Ten Hag says, "I want to thank the fans. The fans, they kept us going and we made the turning point. You felt the explosion. To describe this feeling, I can't. But it's a great feeling, I can tell you that." Ten Hag having a bloody mangasm on the sidelines, guys. Get in there, Eric. Lovely to see, mate. You what? No, but you know what I mean. It's a fantastic for him to do that. He was asked if it's the best change or substitution that he's basically made in his time at United. And he said that, "My best change at the helm of United? I don't know. It's not about me. It's about the team's performance. This game sums up our season. Everything is against us, but we have to create your own luck. That's what we did today." Get in there, Don Eric Ten Hag. Let's be having you, my son. Absolutely. He's right, isn't he? So, yeah, I mean, that's what we've got to do, really. We've got to try and turn things around. We've got to try and keep the belief going, even when we are not looking particularly good and we've got problems. We've got to keep fighting. You've got to keep fighting, don't you? So, yeah, very good to see that, obviously, from Manchester United's team, that we were able to, you know, to do that. We were able to actually keep the belief going there anyway. Okay, let's get on to some of his sort of comments about some of the players and the performances, and I'm going to give you my opinions on some of the players and the performances as well. So he was asked about Casemiro. I do think Casemiro was one of our worst performers today, not only for the mistake, but he also just was really lacking that mobility in the centre of the park, and he just put in a very laboured performance. Ten Hag actually asked about taking off Casemiro at half-time because he brought Eriksen on, and he was asked about taking Casemiro off, and he said that quite, you know, what's the word? Quite brutal, I suppose, in the way that he answered it. He said, "I wanted more football," when he was asked about replacing Casemiro. So he's obviously not too happy with Casemiro's performance. And I must admit, I am a little bit disappointed with Cassie for his overall performances this season. But he's had a couple of good games recently. But overall, he is just kind of like struggling a little bit with his overall performances. Is he too old? I don't really buy that he's too old. I don't know. I think he just needs to get into the rhythm again this season. He's not matching that consistency that he had last season. We know he's an absolutely class player. He probably needs to be benched. What do you reckon, guys? Smash a 1 in the live chat if we should bench Cassie for the next game. He probably needs to be benched. Maybe he's just, you know, doing a bit too much at the moment. Probably needs to be benched. We've got other options in that midfield at this particular moment with Amrabat now coming into the side, etc. So maybe just for a kick up the arse, he needs to be benched. I think that Ten Hag is slowly coming round to the idea of benching some of his superstars when necessary. Rest him, but also perhaps give him a little bit of a reality check. It's not just about playing players because they're big names or they cost a lot of money. So, there's other players like that, you saw Marcus Rashford, again, subbed off today. Poor performance from him. He subbed off, Garnacho comes on, we look instantly better. Stuff like that. He should make the decision next time to bench Rashford. He really should, in my opinion. There's a lot of positions in the team where we've got hungry players fighting to get into the side. Mejbry's another one. I'd rather see Mejbry over somebody like Mount, say, at this moment in time. Not that Mount's not looked okay in the last couple of games, but just Mejbry's looked really good and he's looked passionate. He works super hard and just play some other options in the team rather than go for your expensive big names just because that's what they are. I think it's important to keep that rivalry, keep that competition, that healthy competition within the squad and get everybody fighting for their place in the team no matter who they are. So I just hope that Ten Hag does do that for the next couple of games. Just maybe drop Rashford, maybe give Cassie a rest, stuff like that. I think it would be healthy for Manchester United to do that. It would be a shame if he just ended up playing Rashford again in the next game, for instance, when he's looked really poor and he's had to sub him off, etc. Very, very poor. Thank you very much for the super chat here, by the way there. Ronnie Dodge. Get in there, Ronnie. Thank you very much, Ronnie Dodge, for becoming a legend. You're already a legend, my son. But he says, Scott won that game for Caffey in Fergie time. Get in there, you beauty. Yes, lad. Let's get some love in the live chat there for Lady Kathy Ferguson. Absolutely, mate. I just wonder, I know he's got bigger fish to fry at the moment and bigger things going on, but I just wonder if Sir Alex was watching. You know what a nut he is in regards to United, etc. But obviously he's got big loss to deal with at the moment within his family, and I'm sure he's just rounding around his family at this moment in time. But you know, I'm sure that means something to him, definitely, and especially as it was Scott McTominay, those Scottish vibes coming in there and winning us the game. So I agree. I think you've got something there, Ronnie. I think that there was just something kind of beautiful about him winning that in that fashion in Fergie time. And he's a Scotsman, you know. There's something nice about that. Jarvis Cocker, what's going on there, you legend? Yes, keep the love hearts coming in there for Kathy. How you doing there, Jarvis? Hope you're doing well tonight, mate. Get in there, you legend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Was he at the game, was he, Markin? I did not see that. Was he really? Are you serious? I literally did not see that on the broadcast, mate. It was on some gash American broadcast that I watched on. Do you know what's hilarious? No joke, guys. I watched on USA Network, right? Because it wasn't televised in the UK. Do you know what's hilarious, right? They had an NFL player on the punditry team on the USA Network. You what? They're like asking him questions about competitive football. He's like, hang on. And do you know what I mean? What's that all about? they literally had a pundit on the main panel. You got Tim Howard on there, and you got some geezer from the NFL, mate. That was mental. What's that all about? Rushy says he didn't see Fergie. I would imagine that he probably at this stage wouldn't have been at the game. You know, I didn't see him on the broadcast, but either way, I'm sure he'd been keeping an eye on it, and you know that would have meant something to him. So big love to Sir Alex Ferguson. It's for diversity, says Bruce. Fergie wasn't there. Mark M, why you lying, mate? Why you lying, lad? Yeah, but there you go. It doesn't seem like he was there. It doesn't make sense that he would be there today of all days, actually. It really doesn't. Anyway, so Ten Hag on Scott McTominay. So he was asked whether it's his best change, you know, ever, of course. And he just said it's about the team. But he did have a lot of praise for Scott McTominay, and rightfully so, because we have to give Scott McTominay his flowers here, so to speak. We have criticised him a lot over the years because I don't think he is a very good sort of holding midfielder. Maybe he has just not been played in his correct position all this time. Perhaps he would be better as a centre-forward. He scores goals for Scotland. He scores goals for United. You know, Ten Hag said that McTominay was fabulous. He said, when you come in with the end of the game near and you bring that mindset, that energy and that confidence, he fought for every metre, for every ball, and he was rewarded. Nobody can deny Scott McTominay's passion, can they? You cannot deny it. The guy is a hard-working, passionate player. Unfortunately, he is technically lacking for a holding midfielder or even just a box-to-box midfielder, but for perhaps a goal scorer, perhaps he's got what it takes, you know, get himself in those positions, get himself on the end of balls and crosses and things like that. Perhaps he's got what it takes, honestly. So I would actually use him as a forward player at this particular moment in time, guys. I don't think we can go wrong. I mean, he's obviously gone down the pecking order in terms of the midfield anyway, due to Amrabat coming in there. Once we've got all the midfielders fit, Scott McTominay's like 5th or 6th choice centre midfielder anyway. So it kind of makes sense to utilise him perhaps as a late sub at this moment and try and get him some goals, get the team some goals. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. And obviously Ten Hag was as well with what he's said. Scott McTominay said some lovely things after the game as well. And he said basically that, you know, at this football club, you grow up knowing you are never allowed to give up. I've been brought up at Manchester United ever since I was 5 years old. I know the feeling of never being allowed to give up better than anyone. Get in there, Scotty McTominay. Beautiful, beautiful words from the guy. He does know what it's like to be a United player. Unfortunately, you know, we've seen not the best from him over the years, but this was a heck of a moment for Scott McTominay. So let's get some buddy love hearts in there for Scott McTominay. It's funny, guys, you know, I hold my hands up. I was, when it panned over to the sidelines and Scott McTominay's being ready to come on, I had my head in hands. I was not happy during the watch along, was I? I thought, what's Erik Ten Hag doing here, bringing this melter on? And then guess what? He's gone and scored the 2 goals that have won us the game. It was actually a genius move from Erik Ten Hag in the end. It's easy to say this with hindsight. You know, on another day, maybe he doesn't do anything, but he did. He went on and he changed the game and he won us the game. So you've got to say, fair play to Ten Hag. What a substitution. And fair play to Scott McTominay for having the bollocks to be able to go and do that, man, you know. And I'm all for it. Look, if this is some sort of renaissance or some sort of you know, like a revolution for Scott McTominay where he's going to maybe change into a goal scorer, I'm all for it. But this is what Ten Hag said on Scott McTominay. He said he is Man United. He is Man United in his heart. He is playing for the badge and he gives his life. Football is life. Get in there, Scotty McTominay. That's right, Gunksy. Get those Iron Brew emojis in there, everyone. That's right, for Scott McTominay. Celebrate by having a cheeky deep fried battered can of Iron Brew, my son. Yes, Bruce, mate. Both goals were absolutely epic, especially in the context of the game and when and how we scored them. You know, both of them were absolutely epic. And the last one, with Maguire providing the assist, you see the celebration. And look, let's just give Maguire some praise right now as well. Don't often say that. Maguire was solid today. Not just that moment in the game, but throughout the entire game. He was solid today. And he also got that assist, and it was fantastic. And I have to admit, I didn't expect him to put in a good performance like that. And you know what we're like on this channel. We don't just hate players or hate performances for the sake of it. We will dish out a bit of criticism, of course, when players are putting in consistently rubbish performances for United. But we also equally praise these players when they do well. And Slabby Maguire was very good and solid today. Very good performance from Slabby Maguire. Hopefully see more of that and less melting. And he also got that assist, which helped win us the game. And the celebrations post-final whistle were absolutely majestic with Scotty and Maguire and everyone. So I just want to say, you know, good on you, the Slab. Well done, Slabby Maguire, lad. Get in there. Let's see more of that, lad. Respect. Hashtag respect for Slabby Maguire there, absolutely. Okay, so Scotty playing for the badge. Scott McTominay on his Instagram basically said he wants to thank Old Trafford for that. He says, thank you, Old Trafford. Get in there, Scott McTominay. Lovely. This is a bit of a quote that came out as well. That I haven't seen this after the game. I hope this is true. Maybe it's just one of those bullshit things you see on social media. I don't know, but it sounds almost too awesome to be true. But I think it is true. Scott McTominay on the instructions when he came on. He said it was very loud. The fans were roaring us on, so I couldn't hear fully. He, Ten Hag, probably said something like, go on and score. Which is what I did. He's come on the pitch. Ten Hag's talking, he's like, I haven't got a fucking clue what he said, mate. I'm just gonna go on and bang some goals in, you know what I mean? Love that. Get in there, Scott McTominay. Love it, mate. You know what I'm saying? Score 2 goals. Go on there and score. And that's what he's done, mate. That's what he's done. He said, I didn't hear him, but you know, he probably said something like, go on and score. Get in there, Scotty McTominay. Love it. Love that. Love those quotes from Scott McTominay after the game, mate. Get in. He also said that he'd been watching David Beckham's documentary, and maybe that's inspired him a little bit. He said, I was watching David Beckham's documentary last night. And you see the history, the people behind the club, that's what the lads do it for. Man, oh man. Do you know what? Scotty McTominay after this game, what a fucking legend. You know what I mean? What an absolute legend. He might only put in the occasional great performance. He might have been gashed for 5 years. Man, I love it. I love this guy. I love this guy. What a fucking legend. United, thank you for the £5 super chat there, my son. He says, written in the stars for a Scottish player to score in Fergie time to win the game after Caffey passed. Hope it gave Sir Alex Ferguson a smile in a difficult time. Definitely, mate. I wonder if he was watching the game live. Maybe not. You know, he's obviously got a lot going on at this moment in time. But maybe for a moment of respite, he might have watched that game. I just hope he didn't turn it off before that moment because, crikey, it was pretty gash. I'm sure he would have done. Sure he wouldn't have done it. If he was watching it, I'm sure he'd have seen that. And I'm sure that would have provided a moment for him, you know, that he probably needed right now. So, yeah, once again, get those love hearts in there for the legend that is Fergie. Thank you so much, United, and so sorry to hear, obviously, about Lady Ferguson passing away. That is absolutely awful news, obviously, and I think there's something poetic about Scott McTominay, as you say, coming on in the final moments of the game, in Fergie time, and getting those 2 goals, the Scotsman winning us the game. Yeah, for Caffey. Get in there, United. Thank you so much. Better late than never, Larry. We got 95 likes. Thanks, everyone, for hitting the thumbs ups. Keep hitting the like button if you haven't done so. Help us get to 200 likes, guys. Let's get 200 likes on this stream. Also, hit the subscribe button if you're new. We're 8 subscribers away from 76,400. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. Come on. What did you say when he was coming on? Well, okay, listen, I'll be honest. I hold my hands up. I wasn't convinced with the substitution. You know, and there's a lot of people, like on my TikTok video, I put the video on, you know, I left it in my watch-along highlights video because I'm not just going to paint a narrative that's not there. I said, what the fuck is Eric Ten Hag doing bringing Scott McTominay on at this stage? right? Because I just didn't see him performing. And somebody written on my TikTok video, oh, this goes to show you, you know absolutely nothing about football. It's like, hang on a second. McTominay has been gashed for a long time. Seeing Scott McTominay come off the bench in the dying embers of the game does not really instill confidence. For anybody that really thought that Scott McTominay was going to go and bang 2 goals in the end of the game, you are a better man than me. You know what I'm saying? You really are. But for me, you know, it's not about how you get it. It's not about how you get it. It's, you know, it happened. And it did happen, and it was a genius stroke in the end. But I don't think anybody saw that coming. If you really did see that coming, fair enough. But most people, let's be honest, you didn't see that coming. And if you did, you're probably a liar. I didn't see that coming. I'm glad it came, obviously. I'm glad it came. And I'm happy to look like an idiot for criticising the substitute if he comes on and bags those 2 goals. So yeah, I really just I don't think anybody envisaged that happening. I mean, let's get a simple vote in the live chat. Yes or no? Did you think Scott McTominay would come on and really impact that game to the point where we could win it after coming on the 84th minute or whatever he did? Yes or no? It's a no from me, Carol. I just didn't see it happening. It did happen, and it's amazing that it did, and it was a genius stroke in the end. But anybody who really thought that was going to happen, they must call you Mystic Mac, because you predict these things. You know what I'm saying? No, says Farabi. No, says Jonathan. No, no, no. Jay says, yes, I said it. No, says Neil. No. Hey, Secret Underdog the Gamer, what's going on? Yeah, exactly, Tommy. I'll be putting colostomy bag in my FIFA team next. Late sub. Yeah, I wonder what odds. Crikey. Oh, you could have been made a very rich man if you'd have bet on that when he'd just come on. No, 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 no. Yes, actually, no, 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 no. Exactly. Nobody really saw that coming. I did near damn lose my vocal cords, lad. So it's not just me. I wasn't happy. Yes, there's Mudgy, fair play. Well, I wasn't happy with the substitute at the time, but look, happy to be proven wrong, guys. Very happy to be proven wrong. Scott McTominay did absolute bits there, no doubt. Absolute bits, no doubt. So fair play to him, guys. Love it. Let's just get some big love in the chat once again for Scott McTominay. Give him his plaudits, give him his flowers, and Maguire as well. Maguire as well, as I say. Maguire as well did have a good game, and he helped get the winner as well. So big love to Slabby Maguire. Get some love in there for him. Maguire tweeted or posted on Instagram after and said, Old Trafford, you made that happen. Great fight and spirit shown by the lads. McTominay 10, unreal, mate. Get in there, the slab. Go on, Slabby Maguire. Yes, lad. Is it me, or is there some sort of semblance of team unity growing here? People would have absolutely trounced us if we'd have lost this game or even drawn this game, and there would have been questions coming everywhere about, oh, the team aren't playing and fighting for Ten Hag. Well, this has completely scuppered that narrative, hasn't it? Because they clearly are fighting for Ten Hag. They clearly are fighting for each other. Yes, they're not a well-oiled team at the moment. They're certainly not playing well. But they are trying their very hardest to get these results, and they did get that result in the end. So get in there, my son. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. There he is, Slabby Maguire. So on from those players to a couple of other performers. Let's get the negative out of the way. Let's get the negative sort of bit of information, or one of the player performances out of the way. Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, should he stay in the team or should he be dropped, guys? So this is just a post I saw on social media. It says, Rashford's been subbed off 3 times this season. Subbed off in the 77th minute, subbed off in the 68th minute, and subbed off in the 63rd minute today. We are so close for the PR merchant to be dropped. It's coming. Now, everybody in the live chat there, you can see most people are saying he should be dropped. And I think that Ten Hag has come to the realisation that Rashford just isn't doing it for him at the moment. Last season he did do it for him, and we know he's a quality player. We really do know that. Something is missing from his mentality at the moment in time. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's just as simple as saying, oh, he's got this big money contract, so he's down tools. I really don't think it's as simple as that. But something's going on with Marcus Rashford at the moment. There's some sort of mentality issue going on. He's not looking like the same player that he was last year for us. Not a shadow of a doubt. Not nowhere near. Garnacho, on the other hand, when he comes on, he looks to have that belief about him that he can create things. And again, today he was very good with his half-an-hour performance that he had on the pitch. And so you've got to play Garnacho ahead of Rashford in the next game, if you ask me. I think there should be a couple of big changes. You should be seeing perhaps Mejbri starting. You should be seeing Rashford dropped and Garnacho starting. There's got to be a couple of big performances that have to be paid attention to. from players that are coming on and players that have performed well for us recently. You know, you've got to pay attention to these performers and give them a chance. So I just really hope that Ten Hag now sort of listens to his gut now and realises that, yeah, he does need a bit of a kick up the arse. He does need to be dropped. I like Rashford, and I'm not just going to say, oh, bin Rashford off and that's it, he's done. No, I'm not. I think he can come back and do good things for us in the future. But right now, he's clearly in a bit of a funk. And to get out of this funk, I think it's best that he takes a game or two on the sidelines. His body language is a little bit poor as well. He's just sort of huffing and puffing around the place, gives up a little bit too easy. Yeah, Roshi says, Rashford's pissing me off with his moody displays. Man up. Yeah, moody, stroppy. Stroppy performances, lad. Stroppy performances. You're absolutely right. And, you know, it is annoying, isn't it? So I've had enough of it for right now. I think Ten Hag's had enough of it because, look, he subbed him off after 62 minutes today. This is one of your biggest name players who got you 30 goals last season. And I think he realised that he wasn't going to get anything out of him today. So after 62 minutes, earlier than usual, he took him off. And, yeah, that's what we've got to see. I think Ten Hag needs to drop him and give him a reality check, really. Not throw him away, but to bring him back and give chances to other players and to get that competition in him. Like that fire underneath him to say, look, this Alejandro Garnacho lad's ready to come in and take your place if you don't man the fuck up, basically. Yeah, Ulster says he's sulking, mate. He spat his dummy out because of the Sancho. Do you reckon that's what it is? Oh, come on. I know they're mates and everything, but that would be a disgrace and a nonsense. Jarvis says, Pig, do you think this was, or do you believe this was a turning point or just a fluke? Well, I certainly don't think it was a fluke, because we did, you know, dominate them for the second half, really, and the belief was fantastic to come back and get it. But is it a turning point? I mean, I can't really say. I mean, it could be. It certainly could be. I'm expecting us to go and batter Sheffield United. That'll do something to getting us back on the right track. I think we'd have to get a result against City, though. I do think we'd have to get some sort of result against City for that to be the proper turning point for our season, because I still think it's going to be a very difficult ask right now for us to do the business long term throughout the season. We're just not quite looking like a well-oiled team at the minute, but with results like this and clutching victories like this, it does give you confidence. It will give us the belief that we can perhaps, you know, do something and build momentum. I think that's what it's all about, really. It's just putting together wins. It doesn't really matter how you get the wins, as long as you keep that winning mentality going, and then the belief will come. So it could be a turning point, but I think we've probably got to do a little bit more than just managing to beat Brentford at home, you know, first before we can really say it's a true turning point. Maybe if we got some sort of result against City, if we have a good performance against them. But who knows? I mean, who knows? Let's hope so. I mean, if we didn't get the result, then it certainly would have been a bad turning point, wouldn't it? That would have probably been one of the nails in the coffin for this season, definitely. This has just kept us alive. It has just kept us alive. We're not that far, 8 points off of first place, you know. We're not that far behind. Yes, it's a lot. It's significant. But there's only 8 games gone. You know, there's still 30 games left. So there's a lot of football left to play. If we put a little run together, we could easily get back on track. We could still win the league. I know it's unlikely, but, you know, in this team, I'm not saying we would, but technically, there's a heck of enough games left to still do the business. You just got to get the results going. Oh, really, Chrissy J? Last time he was this gash, he had issues with the misses. Bloody hell. Andy, Adam Rawson, what's going on there? How you doing, my friend? Hello, hello. Win is a win. Spot on, agree with you, lad. I completely agree with you. A win is a win. So, yeah, that's right. We have got Sheffield United next away, October 21st. See, the thing is with that, is it's actually probably come at a reasonably good time for us as well, because with the international break, hopefully we don't get any more injuries over the international break. But hopefully when the team reassembles and we get back together, hopefully we'll have more fit players to choose from as well. Maybe we'll have an actual left back available and things like that. So we should hopefully have a better team together when we do that. And after Sheffield United, it's City, isn't it? So that's going to be a horrendous game of football, of course. So that was a negative that I wanted to talk about anyway, was just Rashford and his performance. He had a bad performance yet again. Not just him. Casemiro was poor. He was subbed off at half-time. Some of these big bollocks players, I think, need to be dropped. I really do. I think somebody else needs to come in and make them fight for their place. So I'm all about giving Garnacho chances. I'm all about giving players like Mesbury chances over the next couple of games. So let's hope that is something that Ten Hag agrees on as well. One player I think did have a very good game today, actually, and he had a bit of a ropey time of it last time out, but he's been asked to do certain things that, you know, is not his forte, is Mr. Sofyan Amrabat. Let's have a look at Sofyan Amrabat's game by numbers. Zamiasi, thank you very much for your super chat here, mate. He says, Piggy, have you actually played a good game this season? £50 bet, Arsenal finish higher and Jesus gets more than Holy Land. Red and a yellow card at the same time, mate. Red and a yellow card at the same time, mate. You're getting both. You're getting sent and you're getting a caution for next time, lad. You know what I'm saying? You're getting red and a yellow, mate. At the same fucking time. Do you understand me? Have we played a good game this season? I mean, depends what you mean by a good game, really. Have we, guys? I'm actually struggling to think right now in terms of like a swashbuckling game of football that we've actually had. I think we were quite unlucky against Bayern Munich. I'll be honest, I think we had a good game against Bayern. I know we lost. But we had a good game against Bayern. We were pretty decent. Oh, yeah, the 3-0 against Palace in the Cup. Yeah, that's right, Eddie. I mean, to be perfectly honest, yes, that Palace game in the Cup, we dominated from start to finish. That was definitely our best performance so far this season. In terms of the league, not so much, mate. Not so much. In the league, even some of the wins we've got, we haven't really looked all that good. Like the Burnley game, we sort of struggled to get that game won. Nottingham Forest game, we had to come back from 2-0 down, didn't we? And huff and puff in that game to get the good job done. Even the first game of the season against Wolves was a similar sort of thing. So, honestly, I don't really think we actually have had that great of a performance this season in any of the games. But there's extenuating circumstances. There's stuff hanging over us. There's issues with the sale. There's lack of communication. There's players that have been injured. It's not just as simple as saying, oh, we're crap. There's a lot of reasons why we aren't very good at the moment. I think we'll get a lot better once we do have more personnel, and once we've got a bit more clarity on the future of this football club as well. So, you know, £50 bet, Arsenal finish higher and Jesus get... Do you know what? I'm not going to take that bet right now, Zamiasi. You might call me a bit of a puss bag for not taking that bet, but I think I'd be better off just placing that bet if I was going to take that bet. I'd be better off placing that bet at the bookies, and then they'd give me more than evens, wouldn't they? You're offering me an evens bet. If I took that bet to the bookies, they'd probably give me like 3-1 or something, mate. So I'm not going to make that bet with you. If I want to make that bet, I'll go make that bet with the bookmakers, lad. Do you understand? Piggy always thinking, mate. Bad bet on my part, that one. I'm not a fool. I'm not going to take that bet, mate. I'm not going to take that bet with you. If I am going to place that bet, it's going to be a bookmakers get better odds, lad. Anyway, so, no. Don't want to talk to you anymore, Zane. Thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much for the super chat. Anyway, Sofian Amrabat's stats in that game, right, guys? Sofian Amrabat's game by numbers versus Brentford. 97% pass accuracy, 75 touches, 62 of 64 passes completed, 4 out of 4 long balls completed, 3 key passes and 2 ground duels won. Controlled the midfield. Get in there, my son. I mean, those are pretty decent stats from Sofian Amrabat, guys, don't you reckon? He did have a good performance. I think you've got to say that once Cassie went off and Amra's doing the business in the middle of the park, we looked pretty decent. I think Amrabat's going to prove to be an excellent signing for Manchester United, isn't he? Excellent signing. I feel for him in the last game. He was being asked to play well out of position, and he did make a mistake. But he's a bit of a baller, isn't he? Those stats don't lie. The statistics do not lie. Yeah, John Brindley says Amrabat will spur Casemiro to better things. Spot on as well. Yes, I agree. He's somebody that's going to partner him, somebody that's going to give him competition for places as well. You're right. He probably will help with competition and just give us that cover. I think Amrabat looks a real good technical player for us, doesn't he? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, just very quickly here, guys. Let's talk about this briefly. David Beckham. David Beckham at the F1 was asked a few questions, and you got to love David Beckham, don't you? Just saying it basically how it is. He could have just said, oh, no comment or whatever. No, he's saying it how it is, this guy. David Beckham on Ten Hag. He was asked about Ten Hag and how he's doing and his thoughts on him and the team and sort of the start we've had to the season, etc. And David Beckham said this. He said, Ten Hag is a good coach. It's difficult with all the noise around the club. We want a decision to be made. We want stability. We want to get back to the top. This is what David Beckham said, and you just got to love a bit of David Beckham because he just says it how it is, really, and he's right. You know, Ten Hag is a good coach. It'd be foolish just to chuck him away and blame it all on Ten Hag. There is a lack of stability at this football club. We've got big problems from the top down. We've got owners that are just here for the cash. We've got the possibility of a sale. There's so many question marks and uncertainty hanging over this football club right now. It can't be easy for Ten Hag and the players even to do their jobs to 100% of their abilities because of what is going on right now. So I agree. I think we're just crying out for this sale process to finish, for the Glazers shithouses to go, and for hopefully Sheikh Jassim to take over the football club, and then we will have the stability that we need. Then we will be able to kick on, plan for the future, have that direction, the ambition that we need to go and make this club absolutely brilliant again, which we know it's a fantastic club. It's just a sleeping giant of a football club. And David Beckham also asked about the possibility of Sheikh Jassim taking the club at some point, and he basically said, I believe I know the right people to do that. He gave a wry smile and when he was asked if Sheikh Jassim is the right person to take over at Man United before adding, we'll see. So obviously I say he's saying it how it is. He's had to remain a little bit coy here, but he's basically alluding to the fact that he wants Sheikh Jassim, and he thinks he's probably, that's what I got from it anyway, that he's the right person to take over Manchester United. And of course he is the right person to take over United compared to who else there is that wants to take over the club. Skint old Sir Jim Ratcliffe with his brown paper bag with a fucking bottle of schnapps in it, mate, with his fingerless gloves on a park bench covered in fucking newspaper, mate. You know what I'm saying? Of course he's better than him. So, Sheikh Jassim, if he wants the club, the Glazers shithouses, these are the problem at the club. That's the big issue here. And this whole debacle with them refusing to sell the club so quickly just sums them up, really. They don't care about us or the fans or anything. They don't care about the club. They don't mind us having a failure of a season. They would just quite happily wait it out and get as much as they can. So that's all that this whole process is about. This club should have been sold a long time ago, and it should have been sold to Sheikh Jassim, who's got a brilliant offer on the table of £5 billion. It's a fantastic offer. They're not going to get any more than that. They're trying to wait it out to get more than that, just to try, and make them sweat a little bit here and make it seem like there's other options on the table that they might take. But the reality is Sheikh Jassim's offer is a brilliant offer considering how much debt the club is in and where we're at this moment in time. And also everything, the Champions League situation, everything. It's a bloody good offer. And the fact that we need to spend millions and millions and billions on this football club as soon as they come in. So, yeah, it's a cracking offer. I wouldn't increase my offer if I was Sheikh Jassim either. So hopefully it gets to a resolution sooner rather than later. But I just wanted to mention these quotes from David Beckham because he is an absolute club legend. And I just love how he talks about United. He is a United fan, obviously. He says we as in United, and making no sort of bones about the fact that it's a lack of stability that is probably causing the issues at Manchester United right now. Literally said it's difficult with all the noise around the club. We want a decision to be made. We want stability. We want to get back to the top. Let's get a hashtag Glazers out and a hashtag Sheikh Jassim in the live chat, guys. I don't think that the new potential buyers are going to increase their offers that much, if at all. And I don't think that they should, to be fair, with the valuation of the club probably already being less than what they're offering based on the debt and the improvements that need to be made when the new owners come in. So I think that they've just got to be realistic here and sell up. We're going to be absolutely over the moon when they do eventually sell up, especially if it goes to Sheikh Jassim, who's got that backing, who's got that ambition, who wants 100% of this football club, who can make this football club great again by spending money, not just on the players, but everything. And it's about getting the right people in here. It's not just necessarily about getting the right players or spending money on the stadium and facilities. It's about getting the right people in there in the hierarchy of Manchester United in to do the jobs of proper football people, to come in and run this football club into a position where we can be competitive in all competitions and for a sustained period of time as well. Right. Anyway, so, yeah, there you go. Just a bit of post-match reaction for you lads and lasses there, really. And it's absolutely sensational to get the win the way in which we did. Ten Hag time, Fergie time, the first time ever that Manchester United have done that in the 90-plus minute where we've been training going into the 90-plus, and we've managed to come back and get the wins in Premier League history. So pretty epic turnaround in the last part of that game. Exactly, Chrissy J, getting football people in and not wanky bankers, mate. You're absolutely damn right, mate. Not people who are just interested in making money for the Glazers, but people who are interested in making Manchester United as good as they can be on the pitch. That's what we should have. Spot on. Get in there, Scotty McTominay, my lad. Good shout, Jay United. He is a very good player indeed, lad. Beck should also open his wallet to get the stadium's leaky roof sorted. It's not down to Beckham, though, is it, Simon Warner, mate? He's already an owner of a different football club. He's also got some vested interest in Salford, doesn't he, as well? And also Miami is his club. So it's not his position to do that. It's the owner's position of this football club to do that. You know what I'm saying? And they're not doing that. Anyway, right, okay. I'm going to get into the live chat, guys. We're going to have a little bit of a Q&A now. That's basically it. Just wanted to jump on, give you the latest bits and bobs of info and reaction to the game. Buzzing my tits off. We are going to choose a winner for the giveaway, by the way, soon. I've got everybody down here. We've got 63 entries. Big up yourselves, everyone who entered into that giveaway competition. We had 2 different videos that you guys were able to enter on, and we're going to choose 2 different winners. So, yes, we are doing a FIFA stream soon. In fact, you know what? If you want to find out who's won the giveaway, you're going to have to come over to the FIFA stream and find out. Oh, yes, that's right. So we'll draw the winner at the start of the FIFA stream on the other channel. Definitely. Okay, let's get into the live chat for a little bit. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Get your thoughts and opinions in now. You do have to be subscribed to chat, but if you subscribe, you can chat immediately. So get yourself subscribed, get yourself smashing the like on the video, and let's be having you. Let's hear your thoughts. Jack Abernathy says, Pig, I'd take a mid-table if it meant Glazers selling Qatar takeover. Me too, Jack. Me too, mate. I'd take finishing bottom in the Champions League group, getting dumped out and finishing mid-table if next season we could start with Sheikh Jassim. I honestly would, Jack. I agree with you, bud. Sometimes got to go backwards to go forwards, and I think that the realisation for the Glazers that they're not going to get any more if United fail on the pitch, it's probably only going to increase the chances that obviously they're not going to get more if we're not able to provide Champions League football next season. You know, the profitability, the marketability, the commercialism of Manchester United will take a hit if we're out the Champions League. Obviously, I don't want to be out the Champions League, but you know, if it meant Glazers shithouses went because this is the best time that they're going to get the most money, then that would be good. Good evening, OG. What's going on? Yeah, Onana's out there worried about the Glazers sending as he fucks up every game. Give me a break. Half this squad is shite, says Poisonous Nut. Do you know what, Poisonous Nut? I'm going to say this right now. Okay, Andre Onana, I've not talked about him in this video because I was talking about other players that need to be dropped, right? But as it turns out, he did make a bit of an error in that first half of the game. He made 1 error today, and hopefully he's going to stop making errors because he is an error-prone melter and perhaps he should be dropped. But also, he actually had a really decent rest of the game, didn't he? Other than that one moment where he melted, and it wasn't even his whole solely fault where Casemiro and Lindo and everybody shat it. Yes, he should have stopped it. Of course he should have done. But I thought he had a good game other than that. It's easy to just say, oh, he's shite. And to be fair, he has been shite. Let's be honest. And I've been talking on the fence. I've been very much on the fence about whether or not he should be dropped or whether or not he should play. Ten Hag won't drop him, mate. Ten Hag will not drop him, bro. It's not going to happen. Ten Hag paid 50 mil for that guy. He's the guy to come in. It's almost like a bit of a moot point at this stage to really talk about Onana being dropped. I just don't think it's going to happen. Especially not after he had a very good rest of the game. He did make an error. It didn't cost us in the end because the team fought back and won. Now, if he keeps making errors like he has done over the last few weeks, yes, okay. You can't get away from it. He'll have to be dropped and Ten Hag will have to, you know, swallow his pride there and drop him. But I think we kind of just got to support Andre Onana at the moment and hope that he turns the page. You know, he's got a break now, international break. We've got a break. Hopefully he comes back with a different sort of mindset and is going to be good for us. That's all I can hope for. Only time will tell, but he is a good keeper. He was a good keeper last season. He's coming to United with pressure on him, with a dodgy back four in front of him, and he's definitely not playing his best. In fact, he's melting. But we can't just chuck him away. He's only just come in. Jade Levi says, hi, I'm favourite fans of Manchester United. Get in there, Jade. Awesome. Great. Love to see it. He made good saves. He did make good saves. Ezio says, I disagree. He was gash. He made a couple of really good saves in the second half, lad. I mean, yes, he did make that error at the start. He's not been good in recent games, but I think overall his performance today for United was pretty good. Yeah, 2 top saves from Onana, says Rushmano. It wasn't a bad performance by him today anyway. Now, De Gea still, I think, is somebody we should actually have in the side, but yeah, he does make a lot of mistakes, but who else are we going to put in then? Are we going to put Bayanda in then, who's just like coming as a backup and just for a cheap few £1 million player? I guess he could be the option, but it's risky as you like. He does. Oh, McKay, he really does, mate. He definitely does. He does. He's not been playing well. He needs to sort himself out, but He's not going to get dropped. Ten Hag's going to stick with him. It's that simple. Luann Fran, thank you very much for the $5 super chat there. Get in there. She says, good night, Piggy and chat. My Scotty Max saved our bacon today. Yes, Luann, fair play to you, though. Always keeping that faith in Scotty McTominay. Shame about your Rashford being Rashford, though, isn't it? There, I know how much you love Rashford as well. To be fair, I still think Rashford's going to come back and do good things for us. But Luann, you're absolutely right. Scott McTominay, what an unbelievable cameo performance from him today coming off the bench. He literally won the game for us. Big love for Scott McTominay. Can't praise him enough for his display. Zayn Miyasi. Thank you, Luann France. Hope you have a great night, by the way, you legend. Zayn Miyasi says, imagine if Spurs do well and Qatar buy them. Onana could be the worst Premiership goalkeeper ever. He's already not the worst Premier League goalkeeper ever, is he? He's already not the worst. I mean, that's a bit silly, isn't it? I mean, crikey. I mean, to be fair, you know, there's... Just to talk about your shit club for a second. There's been a lot of high-profile goalkeepers at Arsenal that have been shite. You know, for every David Seaman, there's been a bloody Almunia. You know what I'm saying? There's been players like... so Szczesny's a great keeper. I think Wojciech Szczesny's an excellent keeper, actually. But at Arsenal, he's ropey as you like, mate. Do you know what... Have you forgotten, Zane? You know... There's a lot of gash keepers, mate, that have been in the... There's a lot of gash keepers, yeah. And how's Ramsdale? How's Ramsdale doing? You know what I'm saying? You know, there's a lot of... Exactly, Rushball. There's a lot of bad keepers ahead of Andre Onana already, mate. Flapianski is another one. So, you know, you need to pipe down, Zamiassi, lad. You need to pipe down, my son. Definitely. Thank you very much for getting in here with a $9.99 super chat, though. Spurs doing well is pretty mental. Top of the league, Tottenham, look, they're going to crumble at some point. I think Ange Postecoglou obviously doing a great job at this moment in time, and it's crazy how Kane's gone, and they're actually looking really good. Just imagine if Kane left Spurs, and all of a sudden, Tottenham go on to win the league. As soon as Kane's gone, I mean, you just can't write it. Especially if Bayern Munich somehow finish second or something. It would be hilarious in a way. Thank you so much, Luann France, you legend, by the way. Really do appreciate that super chat. You have a great night there, Luann. Thank you, Zamiassi, also. Thank you, Rushmano, says subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Rushmano. Hang on a second. I've got to catch up with the chat, guys. Zamiassi says, why don't you play the new goalie, Bandana? Bandana? Bandana, you're talking about Bayender. And you're calling him Bandana. Do you know what, mate? You are an absolute melter, lad. Okay, fair enough. Bandana, yeah, you got some big problems, don't you, mate? That's all I'm going to say about you. You call Hoyland Holy Land, you call Bayender Bandana. You know, at least when I come up with names for players, they actually kind of make sense. You know what I mean? Bandana does not. That's too far away from Bayender, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? That's poor, that, mate. That's not good, mate. That's not good. That's awful. That young midfield at Spuds is superb, says Tommy Boyle. It is. They're looking good. What can you say? They're looking good, but they'll probably melt at some point. Smash a 1 in the chat if you think Spuds will melt. I still think they'll struggle in the end to get top 4. You might call me crazy because they're top of the league and they're flying at the moment. I think they'll still struggle to get top 4 come the end of the season because Spurs are Spurs. Spurs are Spurs. They're very Spursy. What does Spurs represent in English football? It represents melters. It represents bottle merchants. Spurs are Spurs. A lot of ones coming in the live chat. Yeah, Spurs will bottle it at some point. They've just had a tremendous start. They've got a great manager bounce with Postecoglou. It'll all come falling, crashing down at some point for the Spuds, no doubt, I'm sure. They're shy. They don't have the winning mentality. They don't know how to win. They literally don't know how to win. They certainly won't win the league. I mean, even if they do get top 4 and have a good season, which will be a good season for them, they certainly won't win anything. They've got a good manager, Jonathan Gallagher. Yeah, he's doing a good job early doors. Remember this time last year when Ten Hag was doing the bit, steadying the ship, getting us back to where we needed to be? In January, we were talking about having a title challenge, mate. So, you know, you're obviously very critical of Eric Ten Hag. Just go back to this time last year or even Christmas time last year. Man United were doing really, really well, and it was looking like Ten Hag was the messiah. All of a sudden, a few ropey games at the start of the season this year. It's always about the second season. Judge a manager on his second season, not his first season. There's often an upturn in form in a first season at a club. There always is. Change of mentality, fresh approach, new way of doing things, competition for places, everything. Gives a team a boost. It's about the second season, mate. It's about the second season. Always hard in the second season. Postecoglou, let's see if he's got the bollocks and the minerals to keep it up long term, because I don't think he does, mate. It's Tottenham. Exactly, NT says. It's Tottenham. It is Tottenham. Definitely rash out, mate. 100%. If United end higher than Zayn, should leave the channel, says Leicester St. Clair. Leicester won it. I know they won't, but you never know. Okay, nice one. Right, anyway, folks, right, okay, so we're going to actually wrap this video up, guys, because, you know, I've done a lot of talking today already, peeps. Guys, we're going to choose the winner of the giveaway over on the other channel, Flying Pig Gaming, in a minute. Let me get you the link for that stream. Oh, shout out to everyone who sent us a, who's reposted the show. I just want to shout you all out, actually. Thank you so much. We've had 20 retweets, so thank you, everyone. Aaron Homeyard, Matt United 20, Sanjay Ramatar, Paul Nangle, Tap Fuma, Tommy Boyle, J United in Gaming, Boomy, Kieran Watts, James, The Butcher of Manchester, John Boy Cat, Jarvis Cocker, Phil, Larry Hasser, Big Flap Stam, Robbie Growler, Anna, Vincent Bullock, and Raj. Thank you so much there for retweeting the show. You're a bunch of legends. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing the show around. Everyone, twat that like button before you go as well. Hit the likes. That helps this stream out big time and helps us to boost up there on the algorithm. So drop a like on it. Also, subscribe if you're new. We're very close to the next milestone, 76,400 subs. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new. And come and join us, everyone, for the gaming stream, which is taking place literally in a minute's time. I set it up for 15:15. We're a couple of minutes late, but we're going over there right now, and we're going to start the stream and play some FIFA. We're playing Foot Champs this evening, and we're going to smash fools up. The record is currently 5-3, and we're also going to pick the winner of this giveaway as well. So come over there, and we'll pick the winner of the giveaway right at the start of the stream. Zamiasi, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. I appreciate you, lad. He says, Pig, best footy YouTuber along with Goldbridge. Oh, goodness me. Well, you know what, Zamiasi, thank you very much for that. But also, you know, I can see where your football knowledge and judgment comes from, mate. I can see where your delusion comes from, my son, with the last part of your sentence there. Do you know what I'm saying? You are a shithouse, lad. I can see where you get your absolute nonsense from now. I really can. Zamiasi, you are a melter, lad. You are a melter. Thank you so much for getting in here. Yeah, well, there you go. Anyway, but fair play to you. Thank you so much for getting in there and saying that, though. Zane, at least the first part, mate. At least the first part. Thank you so much. Zamiasi, big love to you, man. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Come and join us over on the on the gaming channel at Flying Pig United. No, Flying Pig Gaming. EAFC stream here. Boom. There it is. Right, guys, there it is there. I'm going to pin that to the top of the live chat. Make sure you come over here. We're going to pick the winner of the giveaway. If your name's on this list right here, then you've got a chance of winning. So come over and check out and see who the winner is. Go over to the gaming channel stream, even if you're not going to watch the stream, and smash a like on it, guys, before you go to bed. That'd be amazing. And come and hang out with us on Saturday night for a bit of Saturday night FIFA action. Definitely Rush Mano, absolutely. Right, that's it from me. Thank you so much, very much indeed, for getting in here, guys. Like, subscribe, comment. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. Come and join us for some FC24 vibes over on the gaming channel at this link right here. Speak to you in a minute, guys. Come and see who's won the giveaway, and come and hang out with us and smash a like on the stream as well. Catch you in a minute. See you later on. Piggy loves you, and remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.